All right, this is 2:04, so I think we shall start now. Thanks a lot for everyone to be here today. It's a real pleasure to have you in this meeting. If you're here today, it's because either you have expressed your interest to join the community, the Protect community, by answering one of our surveys, or by answering the open call to join the community, or simply because news and posts on social media. So today will be the occasion to present to you the projects and the upcoming activities. Before getting into the further details, please note that this webinar is being recorded. So if you don't want to be part of this, just switch off your camera and your microphones throughout the entire meeting. Some housekeeping rules before starting, the classic ones. Please mute yourself to avoid any background noise. If you want to ask a question, you can simply do so by raising your hands by clicking on the small icon on the top of your screen, or you can simply also ask your question in the chat, and we will have also a Q&A session at the end of the meeting. So we will have 10 minutes also to answer your question if you have, so you can keep your questions for the end as well. Finally, the slides of today's event will be shared with you by email and will also be made available on the dedicated platform that we will present to you today. So you will have a chance to go back to your slides and to the information that is being shared with you today. So what's on the agenda? First of all, I will introduce myself. My name is Melissa Campagno. I work for GAC Group, which is the consulting company who is coordinating the Protect project. So we are working with 9 other partners on this very nice project that I'm going to present to you in a second, together with the overall goal and mission of this project. Why are we talking about in Protect? What do we aim to do during Protect? And what are going to be the main tools that we will use for communicating with you if you agree and you move forward with us in the Protect community and its activities. And we will also present you in a second part the upcoming pain point workshops and the training webinars that will actually start tomorrow. This will be presented by partners of the Protect Consortium, including Chorus Procurement Services. So Ana Lucia, that you will meet soon, will present the pain point workshops. And Stefka Domuzova from the EIT Climate Kick will present you the training curriculum that we have prepared for you and the upcoming training webinars. Finally, we will have a moment, as I said, to exchange and to answer your questions, burning questions. So we will reserve some 10 minutes towards the end for that. So let's start. What is Protect and what are we doing? Who are we, first of all? As I started introducing, Protect is a project which is funded by the European Commission in the context of the Horizon Europe program. If you ever want to look at the call, you have a link here that is being shared and that directs you to the call that we have answered in order to start this very nice project. This project is coordinated by GAC Group. Over here, we are based a bit everywhere in France, including Paris, Nantes, Toulouse, and we have several offices throughout Europe as well. But the team that is working on Protect specifically and more generally on European project is being located in the south of France, in Sophia Antipolis, in Nice. We of course are not alone in this consortium. We are supported by selected partners, experts in different thematics. That includes on the sides of innovation procurement, Chorus Procurement Services, that is famous for their EAFIP initiatives, and Ana Lucia will tell you more about this in a moment, because we will be reusing some of the methodology that they use in the context of the EAFIP initiative for Protect. We have also in the consortium also expert in innovation procurement, the City of Haarlem, which is very advanced on all aspects of innovation procurement and strategic procurement, more generally speaking. They are representing also an initiative called the Urban Agenda Partnership, which brings together a group of selected organizations which are at the forefront of innovation procurement as well, and networks also of cities which have in the past conducted innovation procurement approaches and processes. On the side of climate action, climate change adaptation and mitigation action, we have over here at the top Climate Kick, which is today represented by Stefka Domuzova, but you will have the occasion also during the training webinars to meet other colleagues. We also have Climate Alliance, which is a network of more than 1,000 municipalities throughout Europe, also at the forefront of climate action. We then, to bring also the expertise on Earth observation, because some of you may know, but others may not, Earth observation is a key thematic of Protect, so we need to have this expertise present in the consortium, and this is being brought by Aerospace Valley, which is the biggest cluster, space cluster based in France, in Toulouse. Aerospace Valley is here with us today and will be also taking part in the training webinars that will be presented later on. With that, we also have Gecosistema based in Italy, who is a climate service consulting company developing climate services, which have already developed a very promising application for public authorities. For instance, the Safer Places application that you will get to know more over the course of the Protect project. And I have not mentioned also our partner ICEMI, which is an international institute specialized in civil security and civil protection. And they are looking into new technologies and services using Earth observation applied to the civil security and protection sectors. And the last but not least, EURADA is also a partner in this consortium, which is a network of European regional development agencies, and we're helping us in the project to reach out to more regional and local level. If you ever have any question regarding partners, of course, you can feel free to directly connect with them if you've already been in touch with them, or you can ask me, or you can also go on the Protect website and you can certainly read more about them. And you can always send a question to our contact form through using our contact form on the Protect website. The project is started in June 2022 and will run for 2 years. So we're already almost halfway through the project, and we're going to tell you more about what we've done so far. And we will finish this project on the 31st of May 2024. So Protect in a nutshell, what is the goal of Protect? So for those who may have already been on our website and read a little bit about our goal and our activities, our goal is to prepare and create a community of public authorities and specifically public buyers that will be prepared and equipped in order to undertake in the future one or possibly more pre-commercial procurements, and this could be done jointly by joining forces with other public authorities within your region or your country, but that could be also done cross-border by joining forces with other public authorities in different member states that face similar challenges that you or other public authorities may face. In order to do what? In order to steer the development of next generation climate services that use Earth observation. So we will know more in a second about what is a PCP, but the idea of the PCP is really to not yet purchase a solution, but really to fund the research and development of climate service providers in order to help them to develop new services and new solutions which are not yet available on the market, and to help them to tell them exactly about the needs that you have in order for them to be able to tailor the services and the solutions to meet your needs and to perfectly respond to your needs. So by taking part in the Protect project, you have basically two options. Either you already have a challenge and a concrete need that you would like to address using Protect and using our support. And so you may want to already think about engaging in an upcoming PCP that will be published in 2024, in Q1 of 2024, which will be published in the context of a Horizon Europe call. So the call is already published in the work program. By clicking on this link here, you can read already the description of the draft description of the call, which will be, as I said, published in the Q1 of 2024. So by taking part in Protect, the idea is to really strategic position a consortium of public authorities which face similar challenges and who want to join forces and to want to submit an application for this PCP call and to receive the funding of 19 million euros in order to help fund the R&D of climate service providers in Europe that may help you to develop solutions that fit your need and that respond to your needs. If you are not ready for engaging in the PCP or in an innovation procurement approach, you may simply want to join us and to build your skills, build your knowledge in different thematic of the project, in learning about innovation procurement approaches, how to conduct a PCP, how does it work. You may want to learn about different approaches when it comes to fighting climate change and adapting and mitigating its effects. And so you may want to learn more about different strategies and policy instruments that are in place already at the European, national, but also more regional and local level. And you may simply want to hear about Earth observation potential and the potential of data which are collected through Earth observation modalities and that can help designing solutions which are disruptive and innovative and that can help respond to your challenges. In Protect, we are looking to develop solutions in different domains. These domains are shown on the slide. There are 5 of them. The first one is marine and coastal environments. So we want to hear from you in the future and possibly already today about possible challenges, pressing challenges linked to the effect of climate change that you face and that show effects in the domain of marine and coastal environment, but also in the domain of energy and utilities, sustainable urban communities, agriculture, forestry, and other land uses, and civil security and protection. But what are we talking about when we're talking about PCP? So PCP may be an acronym that you've heard already, but that you are not so familiar with at the moment. So this is our goal, to teach you, to learn you what is a PCP and how a PCP works. The point of today is certainly not to explain to you now the different phases of a PCP, because there will be training actually starting this week and next that will be the purpose of that will be there to explain to you in details how it works. And the experts in the project who have been doing that for a long time and can also share with you some successful examples of pre-commercial procurements that have been conducted in the past will do so in the context of the training webinars that will be taking place as of tomorrow. But just to situate a little bit where we stand now, this is the whole spectrum of what we're looking at the moment. And for now, we are here. We are phase 0, basically. We're not yet doing the PCP, we're just preparing for it. So our goal is really to create a community of public authorities and public buyers that are interested in addressing their needs and their challenges by using innovative governance approach, using innovative procurement approach to steer the development of solutions that do not yet exist on the market. So you may have a need, you don't know, or you may not know yet what is exactly your need, and that will be the purpose of helping you to identify and to formulate these needs. Or you may already know what your need is, but you don't know exactly what the solution you need to get and needs to be developed to help you address this need. This is what we will be touching upon in Protect. This is what we will be accompanying you throughout Protect to do, in order for those who are really willing to take a step further and to really engage in this PCP, to prepare you and to build you and to equip you with the relevant skills that you need in order to know exactly how to undertake this process. So we are here now. We are going to be doing a little bit of this phase, this very first phase of a PCP, which is understanding the market, understanding what is already out there and what is not, because this is again what's interests us, what is not out there. And so for that, we need to organize open market consultations. This will come a little later on in the project, but you will know more in a second with the other slides that I'm going to be showing. The PCP will be the purpose of the call that I just mentioned, the 90 million euros that will be made available by the Commission to fund R&D services of different suppliers that may be the eligible suppliers to help address your needs. And later on, once we will have hopefully one or several prototypes that will be developed by the market, then you will be best positioned and you will be at the forefront of you will be at the forefront to be able to buy the services that you will have helped developed and that will be perfectly tailoring your needs and addressing your needs. So we have different stakeholders in the project. Of course, today we are talking about the end users, the public authorities. And so this is the primary target group of Protect. So procurers from different backgrounds, different levels, different type of public authorities. We're looking at national level ones, regional and local public authorities, and any other type of procuring organization from the 28 member states and other countries that are eligible for taking part in Horizon Europe calls. Of course, this is also open to private procurers. So, for instance, public-private companies which have a mandate, a public mandate in the fields of utilities, for instance, or water management, or civil security, or firefighters, for instance. These are also welcome. So if you have any doubt whether or not you are eligible for the PCP or for taking part in this project, feel free to reach out to us. Of course, the second target group that we have are the service providers with whom we will also work, and we will also organize different activities, including the open market consultation that I was referring to earlier. And also the multipliers, which play an essential role in the project in order to connect different stakeholders in the project, and also all other projects also active in the area of Earth observation or climate adaptation or just innovate with synergies and bring you also knowledge from other projects that are ongoing at the moment or that have been conducted in the past and that have developed essential information and key information that we can build on and that may be of interest for you. The key thematic areas, I've already touched upon them, so I'm going to be short on this one. But of course, innovation procurement is the very first thematic of the project. As per the EC definition, innovation procurement encompasses different types of processes, including pre-commercial procurement. So for Protect, this is what interests us. We are going to be spending efforts in understanding how pre-commercial procurement works, but also a little bit about public procurement of innovation processes, which might be of interest to you as well. Innovation partnerships, on the other hand, will not be touched upon in the context of this project. On the side of Earth observation, we will tell you about different modalities that can be used in order to data from Earth observation. And so this can be done through space-based observation, in-situ observation, and citizen observation. On the side of climate action, we are looking at two types of solutions or services that we want to develop. On the one hand, services that help to adapt to climate change, but also services that help to mitigate the effect of climate change. In terms of the project objectives, well, first, as I said, the primary objective is building this community, is preparing this community and creating one or several consortia, subgroups of public authorities which have common challenges, which face common challenges and thus have similar needs that they would like to address together in the future, and so that would like to join forces together in order to purchase and fund the R&D of different suppliers that can help develop solutions and technologies that will help address their needs. So for doing that, on the one hand, we will try to build your capacity and your knowledge by continuously sharing information with you, by providing fresh information from the market. We will help also to help you to identify and aggregate your needs. And this will be done in the context of the pain point workshops that you may have heard of already. In order for what? In order to reduce the fragmentation of the demand that is currently the case at the European level and in each member state. So this is something that has been noticed and something that the Commission has realized, that throughout Europe the public demand for climate services is really scattered and is not really let's say, harmonized. And so the idea would be to reduce this fragmentation of the demand and trying to harmonize the different needs by the different needs that can be identified throughout Europe in the area of climate services using Earth observation. Finally, we will also be raising your awareness on different topics, including on relevant standards, certification, and geo data sharing principles, which is something very essential when you're dealing with Earth observation. And we will also use your input and your feedback where your needs are and where you need to see more project funded and more money invested from the European level in order to steer the development of new coal, new opportunities for PCP or any other innovation procurement approaches in the area of Earth observation and environmental observation. And finally, also, we would like to encourage you to have peer-to-peer exchange, because in this community, as you will see, there are different levels of maturity among users, among members. Some of you may have already conducted PCP in the past, some others may not know anything about PCP. And so we want to mobilize those members which have already conducted PCP in the past to be ambassadors and to really share your experience and to share good practices that you have implemented in the past and make others benefit from them. So you will see in a second that we have a dedicated tool for that I'm going to present now soon. Sorry, I lost the mouse. Here I go. So what's in for you as a public authority or a public buyers? Well, first of all, you get assistance from us, as I said, in defining and aggregating clear and realistic procurement needs for climate services. Good practice transfer and experience sharing from your peers, as I said, who may be a bit more mature on these areas and may have also good practices to share with you. Tips and experience sharing also from different sectors that they have looked at in the past, and that they can also share the way that they have went about in order to address one specific challenge or another. You get also insights into climate services market, because as you will see, we have conducted already several activities with the market, including a mapping of climate service providers and technology which are already available on the market. So you can get an idea of what's already out there, what you can possibly already buy, but what's not there is really what interests us. So by seeing what's already out there, you can get a better understanding of, okay, this is my need, this is what already exists, this is more or less what I would like to get, but this would need to be adapted or further developed in a way that really helps me to address my need. This is really what we will be doing throughout Protect. And so for that, we will be sharing constantly with you some insights, fresh insights from the market on future solutions and technologies. Targeted training, I'm not talking about that anymore because it's going to be presented in a minute. And ultimately, the goal is to be strategically positioned for participating in this upcoming pre-commercial procurement for next year, or in future procurements that may be also organized by the Commission or at national level as well. Key achievements so far, very quickly, because I see that time is flying. So we've already started identifying challenges when it comes to innovation procurement and looking at different frameworks for pre-commercial procurement in different member states. This is information that we have gathered in sort of country profiles. So if you are interested in learning more about the policy framework for conducting pre-commercial procurement in your country, well, this information will be available to you very soon on the Protect community platform that is going to be presented in a second. If you haven't, some of you may have answered a survey that you have received from us, which has helped us to identify those challenges, and that we have been conducted since July. If you still want to answer this survey, you can do so by clicking on the link on the link over here. We have also, we have developed the Protect community platform that I'm going to present very soon. And we have already started creating this community. So some of you are here today, some others didn't have a chance to join because the timing was not great, but there will be other occasion to join. We have already received 68 applications for joining the Protect community. So clearly there's a strong interest for this project, and we see that is really a thematic that is really burning at the moment and the topic that really interests public authorities and public buyers. So we really want to help you, and the more the merrier. So hopefully we will have a really nice critical mass of public procurers and other representatives for public authorities with whom we will be exchanging over the course of this project. Finally, we have also organized an event in November, last November, to build the project visibility. Some of you who are following us on social media may have seen what we did during the Smart City Expo World Congress. This was a great opportunity for us to promote the project and to meet new stakeholders. So maybe some of you, you've heard about Protect in this context, that could be. And there's also another survey that we have conducted in order to map climate service providers. This was conducted by our partner Aerospace Valley. And this survey has been conducted with a view to create in the future for you, that will be available on the community platform, an e-catalog of climate service providers and their technology that they are proposing at the moment. So this is not ready yet because the survey has just finished actually yesterday. So this survey is closed now, but it will be, the input that we collected will be used to create the e-catalog that we will make available for you. Lastly, what we've been doing on the climate action side is to map the different policy instruments at the European, national, and more regional and local level, and also the main challenges that we can identify already. So this is going to be a basis of information that will help to steer the discussion in the context of the Pain Point workshop, to give you examples of those main challenges related to climate change that we have noticed and identified in different regions of Europe, depending on the sector also that the challenge is related to. And we have also created a taxonomy of climate services that we will present to you also in the context of the training webinars. About the upcoming activities, so Pain Point workshop training webinars, you will get to know more in a second, so I'm not going to be talking about this myself. But just so you know, we will be conducted, as I said, also activities with climate service providers that will include e-pitching session that will start taking place in June and throughout October. And after that, we will start in parallel, and later than that, we will start with the open market consultation as well. So the e-pitching session will be the occasion to hear about what the market already provides and possibly can provide in the future. And the open market consultation, on the other hand, will be the subject of a procurement need that will be identified with you in the community and that will be selected for an open market consultation. So based on the needs that you will have identified, we will communicate this need to the market, and we will ask the market to come and tell us about the ways and the possible ways that the market can the possible technologies and services that the market can develop in order to respond to your needs. And finally, towards November and May time, we will reach the end of the project almost, and the work, the main bulk of the work will be about securing public buyers engagement and preparing for the actual PCP call to start in Q1 2024. So about the Protect community. Why are we having a community platform? Well, for the Protect community, first of all, aims to bring together this critical mass of public buyers and public authorities from different levels to share and build relevant knowledge and skills about innovation procurement, climate services, and environmental observation or Earth observation, in order to equip you and to prepare you to prepare one or more actually subgroups of the community to undertake a pre-commercial procurement or more pre-commercial procurement after the project. So in order to exchange idea, to build knowledge, to have really a platform where we can, a virtual space where you can exchange together, but where we can also exchange with you, we have developed the Protect Community Platform. And this platform gathers five modules that I'm going to present to you in a second. First of all, if you haven't done so yet, I would like to right now take maybe just 5 minutes to get you all signed up on the community platform. So please, if you want, you can either click on the link that you can see and that I'm going to share in the chat now, or you can just scan the QR code that you can see on the screen. Just a second. So the link is now in the chat. You can either click on this link, or you can also use, as I said, scan the QR code with your phone, and you will be directly landing on the sign up page of the Protect community. And so how the Protect community works? Well, you may land on this page here. And actually, let me click on the link too, so we get to the sign up page all together. So you land here, you may want to click sign up, and here you can enter your email address. Please use an email address that you check quite often. This is important because you will be receiving an email after you have created your password here. You can enter your first name and last name, and then you will receive a confirmation email. So you can just click on this email to make sure that you are confirming your accounts. After that, we will receive ourselves as the administrators of the platform an email telling us that you have created your account, and we will be able to validate your account. And from there, you will be able to access the community. After you've done that, well, you actually are signed up and you are into the platform, and this is what you can see. So we have different modules. We have 5 modules at the top here that you can see. The very first one is about the news. So this is a thread of news that we will, where the place where we will be posting news about the project, about events, upcoming events, which may be relevant for you to attend, anything that is going on at the project level and that we would like to share with you. So, but also material that we will be preparing for you, informative material that we will be sharing with you every month. So there's already one article here about introducing Earth observation for climate services that you can go and read and familiarize yourself with what is observation, what are climate services, and the different program at the EU level that exist in this area. The other tab over here at the top is the directory. So here is really the place where you can see all the organizations which have already signed up, created an account, and created a profile. So you will see when you create your account, then you will be asked to create a profile for your organization. And it's important that you do so because it's a community. So you may want to know about your peers, who else is part of this community. And so it's important that we have profiles here created and that you can look into to see who else is taking part in this community. There's already a couple of members which have done so. So I strongly encourage you to start working on your profiles and telling us who you are, so that afterwards you can also be visible on this mapping tool over here, and that you can also use to see, okay, who else from all the European countries, who else is taking part in this community. Not last yet, but another very important module that we have developed is the e-library. So here I need to sign in again. Here I go. The e-library is really, let's say, a one-stop shop for all resources which are relevant to innovation procurement, climate services, Earth observation, climate adaptation, and mitigation. So really here you can search by keywords, or you can select a category. You see that we have created several categories, and we have already uploaded several materials that we think may be interesting for you to have a look into. This material will be also used in the context of the forum, the discussion forum that I'm going to present in a second. And we will be telling you also about, from each of this documentation, what is the key information that is interesting for you. So for instance, the EU Power Market Report is an interesting one. We will look into that report, and on the forum, we will be posting about key takeaways or key messages from this report that we think are interesting to you. But if you just want to have a look at the whole report itself, you can always access this report through the e-library. So going now to the forum. The forum for now is structured under, let's say, 6 different channels. There's a general channel here in blue, and there is a specific channel for the 5 applications of the Protect domain that I've presented. So for now, what is interesting is what's in here in the general channel. We have here again the introduction to Earth observation, which is something very similar to the article that I've shown you earlier about introducing Earth observation. And you can see that there is other material afterwards which have been also uploaded for you to have a look. So we have a moderator, an animator for this platform who is trying to do a market watch for you about the trends in Earth observation and about climate services. And so this person will be here to moderate the discussion, but also to animate the community and pushing interesting information to you. But mostly what's interesting for you and what we would like to really the use that we would like to make of this forum is really peer-to-peer exchange. So we want you to feel free to ask questions, to not be shy to ask questions, and to really react about a challenge that you may want to share with us, or a specific need that you have already identified, or you're not sure about this is exactly the need that you have, and you may need to refine and fine-tune a little bit this need with us. But this is really the place where you can do so. You can ask your question. This question can be answered by a peer if there's someone in the community who has the answer. If not answered by a peer, it will be answered by one of the Protect experts in the project. Later on, when we will be moving forward with the discussion on the pain point workshops, and as we will know a little bit more about specific needs in each application domain that we have here, you can also decide to go directly in the channel of one application domain and to open up a discussion on a specific challenge or a specific issue in this domain by creating a new topic over here. So that's going to be it for me now, because time is flying and I need to let others also present different activities. Again, what are on the slides here that I haven't really shown, but it's exactly what I was showing on the website of the CMP. The slides will be shared with you, so you can always go back to the slides if you want to remind yourself about what is this module for, why is it here, and what can I do with it. And of course, you can also ask questions if you don't know exactly or you're unsure about what to do on the platform. We are here for you. So I'm going to pass it on now to my colleague, Ana Lucia Jaramillo, from Corvus Procurement Services, who is going to present to you the pain point workshops. Please go ahead, Ana Lucia. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Melissa, for this comprehensive presentation. Should I share my screen, or are you going to share the main presentation? Okay, I can share my screen as well. No problem. Okay, yeah, it is there. Perfect. Yeah, you can be so kind, you can help me with passing the slides. So let's talk about the pain point workshops. So what is this? We're talking about the 5 W's. That's why, what, why, where, when, and who is going to join the pain point workshops. We will understand why these pain point workshops are important in the context of PROTECT, what is the aim and the outcome that we expect. And we will focus specifically on the step 1 of the AFIP methodology to understand what are the common needs regarding climate services and Earth observation. And we just reflect lastly on the expected outcome from these workshops. So next slide, please. So the 5 we come here. So what are the pain point workshops? These are online working groups in 5 application domains, those domains of PROTECT, and we will be exploring the unmet needs that require non-existent climate services based on Earth observation, whether it's new products, services, technologies that need to be developed, because we want to know what if there is room for R&D, room for innovation, and to be tackled by pre-commercial procurement specifically. So why? We want to identify at least 4 procurement challenges for the pre-commercial procurement. And in principle, we would like to have at least 1 procurement challenge for each of the application domains. Where are these workshops going to take place? These will be online via Teams, and we will have 1 link per application domain and 1 time slot for each application domain. So many of you have already received, or probably all of you have already received this invitation to join the Teams and have accepted it. But in case you have not received it yet, you can contact me, contact also PROTECT, and we will send the link to you. At the end of the presentation, we also have the links to join each of the working groups by application domain. So who is going to participate? Who are the invited parties? Those who have expressed interest, both via the EU survey or the open call. And it's open for those who really want to join and let us know for what the needs are, and that you're interested in being part of this project and prepare the pre-commercial procurement. These workshops are going to take place on the 28th of May and the 29th of May. So we have on the 28th of May 3 application domains. We will see which are these. And on the 29th of May, we will have 2 other working groups that will be exploring the common needs. Next slide, please. So here we have the 5 application domains. Melissa already introduced them very well. So we have marine and coastal environments, energy and utilities, sustainable urban communities, agriculture, forestry, and other land use and civil security protection. Each of you have received a link to one of the working groups, but if you want to participate in another working group or in all of the working groups, you are also welcome. So you can have, it's on a Sunday. Oh, sorry, it's March. You're completely right. The workshops are on 28 and 28 March. That's a little mistake. 28th of March. So this is next week. You're completely right. That's yeah. Thank you for noticing this. This is March. Yeah. You're right. Thank you. Okay, this is March. Yes, I mentioned May, but this mentioned March. Sorry for that. So that is clear for you. So sorry for that. And then please don't forget, it's next week. So 28th and 29th of March. And the objective is to identify and assess the common challenges in the application domains. You have received the invitation. You have also received some preparation material regarding some techniques that may help you reflect on the problem, on the functionalities, on which are the steps to reach the ideal situation. And we will use this information to open the discussions during our sessions. So if you have not received the Teams link yet, please let me know and I will send it to you, or you can click at the end of the presentation to get the link to the application domain working group. Next slide, please. Yes, thank you so much for the comments. Okay, so let's get ourselves into context. Why are we doing this? we are preparing a pre-commercial procurement. We are following the EAFIP methodology. We are seeing here the EAFIP business case methodology, the 5 main preparatory steps that we follow to prepare thoroughly for an innovation procurement, to understand whether there is room for innovation, to understand if the existing solutions are at lower or higher TRL levels, and in that way decide which procurement strategy to follow. And you are at the moment here, you on planet Earth, we're talking about Earth observation, but we are in the very beginning of identifying these needs and assessing these needs by looking at the problems that you have, looking at what requirements do you have, and then following up the next steps to understand what is there in the market, understanding whether there are intellectual property rights available, who are owning these intellectual property rights, to understand whether there is certain defined consensus on certain standards, understand the standard landscape, and there will be open market consultation to challenge our findings, to see what the market can offer, trying to understand the needs that the procurers and have identified and presented to them. And this will help us to make some value calculations, decide which trajectory we will follow, whether it's a PCP, whether we're also thinking about other procurement procedures that can help us obtain the solutions that we need. The next step, please. Next slide. So here, yeah, the very first step, that's the needs assessment. We use different techniques to do that. We want to know what the challenges and problems the user face, whether these are current or future in the context of climate change. For this, we do workshops, normally interviews, and very specifically, we try to look at the functions, look at what are the functional requirements. And in this regard, if we look at the legal framework at European level, we will see that the directives already state that providing the requirements or specifications as functional requirements is a way to foster innovation, because opens the possibilities to original and innovative solutions. Next slide. Yeah. So what are we going to do in this pain point workshops? We will try to use a light version of value methodologies to understand what the needs are, to prioritize them, and see what are the climate challenges that you can identify in the 5 application domains. Following the definition of these needs, these challenges, the description of some use cases, we will define keywords that could help us conduct a state-of-the-art analysis to give this overview of the available solutions and the room for innovation for the subsequent procurement following the pre-commercial procurement. So there are 3 techniques that we will use. Mainly the functional analysis system technique that will help us define the scope of the problem and the primary and secondary solutions. So why do we need this, and what do we need, and why do we need in a logical way? Also the lean techniques on the value stream mapping and value stream design. So to see what is the end-to-end solution that we would like to have, and the steps to reach that solutions, to analyze which are the steps that actually provide value, and which can we, for example, clean the waste in that regard. And the value stream design will help us to see the wish situation and try to find some value pilots. So at the end, we will define some functionals, we will describe some use cases, and the possibility of presenting some scenarios with which we could work for the thorough SOTA analysis, and later on for the market consultation. Next slide. Here you will see some examples of the potential of Earth observation formulated as a functional requirement, as functionalities. You can see for each of the domains what is possible. For example, monitoring the climate change impact on natural coastal processes and ecosystems, sensing the time series. You will note here that we will have always a verb and a noun in order to describe the functionality, but also what can be measured, in this case, the ecosystems, the time series of data, the ocean surface, the wind. We will see also in different domains other examples of the potential of Earth observation. Can we pass it? The next slide. That's for sustainable communities. You see that's possible to measure carbon storage. For civil security, you see regarding problems, let's say disasters that occur that alter the population and the emergency services, we can also have some possibilities of using Earth observation to monitor, to manage, for example, emergencies, to identify other potential risks in the environment. In the next domain, we will see other examples, that's energy utilities. Here, Earth observation can help us monitor the solar yield or for grid optimization, for example, or detecting the activities in the energy corridors, analyzing historical data for water quantity and quality. So you can see how you have, again, I repeat again, these functionalities and these possibilities to measure that. This is for agriculture and forestry, again, monitoring, tracking, or detecting, in this case, forest and land changes, or identifying and mapping plants and trees, or detecting the stress in the plants even, and monitoring also large areas. So there's a lot of potential of Earth observation, and this could really help you and the group of interested public authorities to improve public services using these technologies, using the potential of the data that is produced in Earth observation. So at the end of our paper workshops, we will have some use cases related to climate services using Earth observation. We will describe your needs as functional requirements, and we will define some scenarios related to new or non-existent services based on Earth observation can provide us. So this is the challenge that we have in the paper workshops in each of the domains, to obtain already these use cases, this description in functional terms, and we can already try to see some pilots that can serve us to measure the value, measure what we aim to achieve as key performance indicator. So going to the next slide to end up already. Yes, and we will like you to get inspired for the paper workshops. Already think about what is your present situation, what is your use case, what is at the moment what you experience, and what is your dream situation, what would you like to achieve? And this is a really open question. This WIPD technique helps you without barriers now think and wish what it could happen, because that's how innovation really happens, and that's what we want to trigger in our open discussions. And we go to the last slide. Already, this is the planning for a workshop. I again repeat, is March. I will have a lapsus linguis with that, but here you see the time schedule for each of the working groups in the application domains, and we will be facilitating these workshops, but we will have our partners of the consortium also supporting the workshops to enlighten us on climate services and also on Earth observation aspects. And finally, now you will see in the next slide, this is my error here on May. This is March. We'd have to change this, Melissa. I'm so sorry, but yeah, here you can, yeah, perfect. This is perfect, great. So you can click, if you put your browser or your cursor on each of them, you would see that you have the link to each of the sessions. You see, that's the link, the Teams link to each of the sessions, so you can join that. But the good thing about my mistake is that now you will never forget that it's on March. So that is the next week. And with that, I finish the presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.
Well done, Ana Lucia. That was a great lapsus, actually, very useful one.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so we are running slightly late, but please stay with us because now you're gonna learn more about the training webinars presented by Stefka from the EIT Climate Kick. Stefka, please. Welcome and on to you.
Thank you very much, Melissa, and thank you, Ana Lucia, for passing the floor. So talking about webinars happening in March, I'm very happy to take the poll from Ana Lucia and let you know about the webinars you're organizing in the context of the Protect training curriculum. As it was mentioned earlier, Protect is a lot about pre-commercial procurement and Earth observation and climate services, but Protect is not launching a pre-commercial procurement. So what we are doing here is building a community, raising awareness, and building capacity so that we can so that you can address pre-commercial procurement when it comes to climate services. May we pass on the next slide, please? So we are doing that through a series of 10 webinars, starting from tomorrow. So the webinars will take part in 2 series. There's a spring session, which is happening this week and also in 2 weeks. And then it would be talking about innovation, procurement, climate services, and Earth observation, and how they interact with a bit of an agonistic way. And then in the autumn, we would focus specifically on sessions that would have to do with each of the 5 Protect thematic domains that we would provide examples of, and these are land use, civil security and protection, marine and coastal, energy and utilities, and urban. Can we go to the next slide, please? Would it be? Thank you.
There is a small delay by the
no
time
worries. No,
you can see it. It's very short delay. Apologies for that.
No worries. Time throws faster when you're presenting. So yes, so the spring sessions that do start tomorrow, they consist of two webinars that are dedicated on innovation procurement. And they would start from tomorrow. Tomorrow's sessions would be focusing on introducing you to innovation procurement and pre-commercial procurement and letting you know how can it help you. And in 2 weeks, just when we are all getting ready for Easter holidays, we would get more of the practicalities of pre-commercial procurement. So for that, we would have Carvers represented here by Ana Lucia, who just presented, and we would also have the city of Haarlem represented by our colleague Valentina. And what the other part of the webinars, the 2 webinars happening on the 23rd, so this Thursday, and in 2 weeks, would have to do more with the climate service side of things. So would be exploring together the range and scope of climate services, and we would let you know a little bit what Earth observation means in the context of climate services and how Earth observation data can help us to define the climate needs, the nexuses of climate needs, and tackle them. We would have the contribution from Aerospace Valley to look at that. And in 2 weeks, we would be looking together at how climate needs can address climate targets and how climate needs can address what we don't necessarily consider climate targets. So this is the first part of our curriculum. Please register. I would share the link in the chat if no one has already. Don't hesitate to reach out to us may you have any questions, and stay tuned for the second half of the webinar. And please participate, because we are anticipating to have a participative approach, and it will be very, very useful for us also to have your background and to have your experience and to have your questions, and it would help us to address your specific issues rather than our idea of potential issues. So this is the link. I would post it in the chat, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Stefka. So you now know everything about the upcoming workshops and training webinars that will be happening over the next 2 weeks, and further in the fall. Throughout the fall, there will be also more webinars. We are running a little bit late, and so I understand that if some of you needs to rush to the next meeting, but for those who can stay with us for the next 5 to 10 minutes. If you have any questions to us, if you would like to share anything already now, you can do so. We are here to listen to you in case you would like to share your experience or your concerns. So I see a question from Zane Van Camp in the chat. Zane, would you like to ask your question orally?
Yes, of course. I was wondering,
Hello.
do we need to... Hi, Sanne van Kamp. I'm from the city of Haarlem, co-worker of Valentina, and I'm a strategic procurement officer. And I was wondering, do we need to organize our own funding, and to which extent, or is there some funding available for the PCP?
So for the call that I mentioned earlier that will be launched in Q1 2024, the 19 million euro PCP call, this is funded 100% by the Commission. So there will not be any need to bring any co-funding from the public authorities. It's a 100% funding rate.
Wonderful, thank you.
No problem. Any other question from the group today? Okay, I don't see any hand raised or any more question in the chat. Thanks to those of you who are sharing some information about projects or any other relevant initiatives with us. That's very much appreciated. Thanks a lot. We will have a look into that after the webinar today. Well, if there's no other question from you, I hope everything is clear, and I hope this webinar was useful to you. We really hope to see you on the Protect community platform. So here again, we will probably spam you and you will get tired of us, but we strongly encourage you to create your account on this platform, because this is really the place that we favor for any interaction with you and among you. So please do so. I see one question though. Can we expect e-learning courses on innovative procurement in the future? So in the context of this project, there is no e-learning courses per se, which are planned. However, the training webinars will be recording. So for those who are not available on the dates indicated by Stefka, the recordings of the training webinars will be available on the community platform. So that's again why this platform is really helpful and very important. All the material, the meetings, the training webinars that we'll be organizing in the context of this project will be uploaded on the community management platform only for you. This is just a reserved space, a private space for you, which is only accessible by you. Voilà. Thank you again for your availability and for making it today. We are very, very excited about the upcoming activities, and we really hope to see you all in the next Painpoint workshops and training webinars. Thank you so much. And pass on the words if you know of any other colleagues who may be interested in joining the project. The more, the merrier. Please don't hesitate to spread the words. All right, I'm freeing you now, and we'll keep each other posted.